Hadde ke snepe sa? Emma. Go go kwena.
Ya no be lo gore ke se regiso sa lokgale le mo le lengwe be le tla le ba
mo go tshwana le gone hela ya no ira gona ka o riana
ja se mo
hela ya no ha o rekisana ke madete ha go wena kana gona lo mo tla ga tsa bontlhabong
bontlhabong a ke go ba re mo tirong
Okay.
Hey, man, content thing.
Oh yeah.
A lot, like from 2020, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
What happens is that the content do come on with there's a lot.
How we?
I only watch one tablet and then my one make it below.
Oh yeah.
That's like 40 minutes and 33 seconds. That's the longest I've seen on your thing. Wait, Pablo, I've seen my 12 minutes. I had 2 and I had 3.
No, that was part 1 and part 2.
Okay, so 2.
Yeah, so I'm probably gonna do the same.
How? Why?
Chop it out, cause hey, bro, for space. Yeah. And the whole uploading thing, hey,
Takes a while.
It's a nightmare.
Takes a while. I don't know how that feels, bro.
It's a nightmare.
What the internet connectivity we have in this country, bro.
And my i3 is complaining to
like me, bro. Yeah. So, you see, this is why people need to be like paying for shit, and then we can get better shit to make them better entertained. But shout out to you guys who are watching. Like, shout out.
I mean, the camera is on. It's rolling.
Okay.
It's rolling.
6, 7, 8, 10 seconds in.
Hey, moment. Firstly, I want to say you're good at narrating things.
Okay.
Or at least kicking them off.
Okay.
Right? So I want you to lead us into your own interview.
What the flip? What do you mean I'm good at narrating stuff?
Yeah, like you're good at taking the lead in discussions and you know.
So I'm basically almost interviewing myself. That's the thing, I was thinking about this the whole time. I'm like, fuck, I'm being interviewed, but I know for sure I prefer being the one asking questions. Because now answering questions, I don't know if that's gonna work for you and your audience, but yeah, that's okay. Plus, I'm part of your audience, so yeah, if it works for me, it works for everybody else, right? You guys are gonna enjoy it, right? Yeah, you guys are definitely gonna enjoy it. I mean, it's the out here, Stevie DJ, innit?
Yeah. Nice one. By the way, shout out to you for pulling up in my hood.
Yeah.
Oodi. I appreciate that. A whole lot.
Don't even mention it, bro.
So, you've been in the industry for some time now.
What do you mean some time?
Some time now.
What is some time?
Like, some time is at least 5 years.
Nigga, I've been out here since like what? 2009, maybe 10?
Yeah.
Maybe 11, almost 10, 12 years maybe.
Exactly what I'm saying. When I was like, okay, let me give.
I was trying to gauge and now you know me like from how long ago.
Yeah. Can you take us through your journey as Remo Ramon?
Ha! This guy!
Hey.
What?
And then your transition into Stevie G DJ.
Oh, fuck. How do we even do that?
Yeah.
Because it wasn't like a transition.
Yeah.
Because there was Remo Ramon. Then I quit, like, music and shit. But I ended up quitting, I guess. I just left the city and then just left everything. And then I came back and then come back like 3 years later. This is after I quit. So 2016, 2019, I'm like, fuck. I think we need to do something. But it can be Remo Ramon again. Because Remo Ramon A is attached to Strictly Housebound. B, that's done. Like that chapter is done. Opening a new chapter, I guess the new chapter is Stevie G DJ. And that's from 2019 until now. I've been trying to do like a comeback, or I've been doing a comeback into the game. I don't know how it's going. People keep showing me love, but I'm like, guy, I want to like do more. Because I'm one of those people, like always, like you are going to have the bar and then you're going to want to go like, so this is where I'm always trying to hit, regardless. So that's the journey, the transition. But we're gonna need to like talk horror. Okay, 2011, okay, maybe 2009, 10. I'm teaching myself how to DJ. Happy about that. I'm teaching myself how to DJ on virtual DJ. While listening to mixes, Sabu, Shims, idolizing Black Coffee. There's Candace rocking scenes, but you know, we're all hyped about this DJing thing, this music thing, and I'm like, okay, let me give it a shot. Like I've been loving music since I was a little kid. I've been loving local since I was a little kid. So I was like, let me just do this, see where it goes. Started off playing in house parties, like laptop. I got 2-3 songs, and this was before even the name Remo Ramon came about. This was before even Strictly Housebound. This was just me just trying to see if I can do it, see if
testing the waters.
And I'm like, okay, I actually really enjoy this thing. I enjoy music. I enjoy the reaction that people get when you play a certain song. I'm like, okay, and then the SHB guys hit me up. This is KY back in the day. He's like, yo, this thing we're doing. How do you want to be a part of it? I'm like, I mean, let me, why not? It seems to be working. So that's how we got to do Strictly Housebound, and then pushed for years doing like crazy stuff. Like,
most definitely. I remember. So man. SHB existed before you became a part of it.
So SHB was Casper and KY, go St. Joe. But like in the formation of it, this is when they were like, okay, we want to make this thing a thing. They would start recruiting people, and at one point there was like 10 of us. Like LA DJ. It was DJs. I think there was like 5 DJs, and then there was hands that were doing like some modeling sometimes, like to promo our stuff and all of that. So that's how SHB started. Okay. I'm surprised you know Remo Ramon, because that's the thing. Here's the thing, when we were pushing Strictly Housebound, I think, or in my view, it was more of the brand Strictly Housebound more than the people behind the brand. So we were always pushing that to a point where I was like, okay, I don't think people know my name. So like now and again people will be like, yo, Remo Ramon, like, guy, such a throwback. And I didn't at that time I didn't know people knew my name like that. You check. So when you get to say it correctly, Remo Ramon, because other people were Remo Ring, you check. So like I appreciate that for real.
Away. Most deaf, because like even now, there's a song that is still like up there for me, from SHB, right? You featured, I think Rory sang and
Solex, my love. That was dope. Funny thing is, I think we dropped that 2016 maybe, or 2015. I think it was 2016. And when we dropped that, it's been necessarily true. Like everybody else had left. You know how these things go. Like look at your Destiny's Child, they end up doing solos. Look at all these groups that end up parting ways. So there's just two of us left. And I think at that time, that's when we were like doing crazy shit in the city. So when we dropped that 2016, our song got played in BBC. We got played in Namibia. We did charts in the country. So yeah, like that's a very dope song. Shout out Rory Sang. Shout out Solex. Shout out Mafoko. Man, shout out, I think it was Benghai that helped us put the record together. Yeah, so yeah.
Shout out.
Yeah, man, shout out to them.
Dope. What role do you find yourself playing in the game?
Guy, I'm just a guy. I'm just a guy out here enjoying my life. Like, I mentioned when I took a break from music. I didn't say why, but I don't know if I want to talk about it now or I'm going to save it for the next time you call me for an interview.
Hint, you can just...
Nah, because you asked for a hint, we're waiting for the next interview. But I did that. What was the question again?
Like, what role do you find yourself?
So me enjoying my life now and like being a very super free and very super positive person now. Compared to where I was a couple of years ago. I don't take labels. I'm just a guy that enjoys music, that appreciates beat up, and I know how hard niggas be working to be putting great music out there. It just saddens me that we don't gain from it financially. So at the moment, I just talk on that, and that's just me. I play music, I DJ, I create content. So I don't want to like have a label. It's just Stevie G DJ. That's the guy. Yeah.
And where do you think the disconnect is in terms of making returns financially?
Hey man, and I say this a lot. Like from top to bottom, left to right. If you are doing diagonals, shout out to you. But like everyone in the game, and I've said this before, has a role to play in us being where we are now. Whether you are in the game in the 70s, 80s, 90s, last decade, the decade before that one, like everyone has a role. Not even just the musicians, the people who are consuming the music, the people who are going to the shows. Because I know for sure, because I was in a combi, actually a taxi, I think last year or the year before, and the taxi driver was just narrating a story of how they used to do shows back in the day, how they used to be on tour, they used to be, like make the ladies go wild. You check, and the entertainment was buzzing. People were going to shows. People were definitely paying 10 pula, 20 pula, 30 pula to go into these community halls. So the mere fact that when you get the money as an entertainer, you don't know how to spend it based on lack of financial literacy, or based on the fact that we have very few structures or little structures to help you grow your artistry. Then there's the corporates that don't partake. Okay, now they do. A few of them, shout out to them. But also the government didn't set up the bodies that we needed. Amounts to the disconnect that we have between being a good artist and being a great artist and having the financial benefits of it. That's what I think. Here's the thing, I don't like people taking my word for it. Like, this is just my opinion. It's not like,
and we definitely appreciate your opinion, bro.
Dango.
I mean, it sounds, someone would say it sounds easier said than done.
Because the mere fact that you are able to have a conversation about something, it means that that thing is possible. I mean, they do say there's power in speaking, or the power of words, or power in the tongue, or idea. Just an idea can simply come to life and change the whole world. Just an idea. Just an idea. And an idea is a simple thing. I'd rather simple, easier said than done. So simply, I'm saying it's easy to say it, but knowing that the strength or the power in words is so magnificent. Okay, just by me voicing this, it can change something. You check. We're having this conversation. There's 10 of us having this conversation. There's 20 of us having this conversation. There's now thousands of viewers knowing, these are the problems. What do we think the solutions are? How can we help? What do we do to help? You, as somebody that documents the game, that's help in itself. Now, these conversations that people never had before, because many people cry about not getting interviews on radio. I mean, this is my first interview on screen because we've never had TV interviews. But there's TV stations in the country. You check. So, Guru, okay, no, people are willing, because there's also that. Niggas, sometimes niggas don't want to change because it benefits them.
Hey, I was gonna say, one of the issues is people don't want to admit that they're wrong, that they made mistakes.
True. But that's just generally speaking on behalf of No, not many people would want to admit that they're wrong. Not many people would do that. But if you fucked up, you fucked up. Man up.
Okay. In terms of collabs among creatives, what do you think is lacking that keeps hindering us from collabing with one another? Is it fear of the bag getting smaller? Is it a lack of trust? Is it a lack of foresight? By the way, shout out to you and the Good Vision team for the episodes. That's a great example of a collab.
Which is why I'm like having a hard time answering you. You are saying, from what I'm gathering, the collabo khadi thing.
There's not a lot.
There's not a lot. I don't know, man. I don't know if really there isn't a lot of collabos. Because I have like a different view. If you look at Flex the Ninja and the work he does with everyone, that's collaboration. He works with your Emo Beats. If you checked the last revision episode, he was talking about the other producers he works with. He's done songs with almost everyone that's popped in the last 2-3 years. Flex is a god, we all know that. And he works with people. Vizo works with people as well. He's worked with Current. He's worked with what's that new kid that I like so much? Don Thaga. And then you're gonna talk about Fela. Fela's worked with a lot of people. I don't understand when you guys say collaboration. One or 3 songs that I listen to in a day, it's our locally, you're gonna find 3 or 2 artists. I haven't listened to a song in a while where an artist is just by themselves. Like in a very long time. I got all been a good or been a ATI hell. Because there's the one he did Skabawara with Vizo. Okay, we're listing Mamolo. But you see, but he didn't work by himself. He had producers. That's collaboration as well. But you guys say there's no collaborations, or there isn't a lot of collaborations, and I'm having a hard time agreeing or grasping with that, because Chef Gusto's, Tato Jessica, Chef Gusto's, Tiro Seiko, collabos.
But I think. That's a good example. That's a good point. But then when it comes to brands, like brand collaboration,
okay,
like I stand to be corrected, but there is that disconnect, like
between brands,
between
like artistic brands or corporate brands and the creative industry.
Both.
okay, no, true. With the corporates, for sure, like their input in the game is very small, like minute. It doesn't change anything. My perspective.
Yeah.
I mean, I can only think of maybe 5 big corporates, maybe at the very most, that I see doing work with creatives, and for them, I get maybe because one, they just don't give a fuck. Like honestly, like how is Stevie G going to grow my brand? Kind of there's always that mentality as well. Or the people in corporate are like, but when you look at the numbers and you're like, guy, you have a hand like Titosi who does millions of streams on Apple Music. You can easily pick 1, 2, or 3 of our songs to use for an ad. Easily, and that ad would blow up. Or Dato Seiko, for instance. Or Frost Legado. It could be anyone. But there's a few guys that get it, and then now it makes me wonder: is it the artist failing to get into those doors, or not knowing how to get into those doors? Because as a creative, you want a corporate deal, but you don't know how to get it. You don't know who to talk to. Because there's guys with corporate deals. How do they get them? So, some of these people, body marketing, industry, it doesn't do anything to them, it doesn't change their lives. The way they're doing things now works for them, so they really don't want to change. But funny thing is, get a corporate with an advert, and then they would go get somebody else. Because I know Maps Maponya got a thing some ago for like I was tourism. I saw on Twitter. Like, okay, but we have many tourism influencers in the country that do it, and could have definitely done it better. But hey man, it's the way it was set up.
Yeah, it's interesting that you say that, because I'm in the tech industry.
Yeah.
Right? And when I was still like really into it, with the job and stuff, I noticed that big brands, corporates would rather choose to engage a tech company from outside, even though there are people who are capable in bots. And they'll give a reason like, okay, sharp, but you know, they're slick. They can do some things just for the guala. And then they don't finish the project. But some idea, a company and stuff like that.
Okay, I mean, but the Chinese do that with tenders.
Easy.
I mean, and projects get done after like 5 more late years later. So I mean, it's we can't really be blaming Bana Batswana. I mean, shout out to the corporates that are doing this stuff. Shout out to the brands that work with creatives. I don't know if I can name names, and shout out those brands and those people.
But shout out to them.
Shout out. So it's crazy how the whole industry works. It's very crazy because, like, from a financial and a business perspective, I feel like we're literally maybe just starting. And this is thanks to the internet. This is just me, like, looking back, because look at Cosbots now. I mean, it's been there for how long? How has it benefited Botswana? But now guys are now waking up to like, okay, I can make my own moves for myself and see how they work. I mean, you say I can't mention names, but shout out to those guys that are doing the shit. And I think it's for everyone else to step up and be like, yo, fuck this complaining shit. Let's work. Let me make some work. Let me do work. And whoever jumps on board, whoever catches on. Botswana is not the only market. So yeah, there's all of that.
Yeah. No, but it's cool. You can mention them, but not the like corporates, for example.
Okay, no, shout out FME, because we see the work we do.
Most def.
Shout out FME. Shout out Jamaica. Shout out William Last. Boduana also have something going on. Shout out the guys that work with that very big cell phone or telecommunications company, the yellow one. But yeah.
We see it.
So yeah, there's work being done, but we want more. Now I'm fed up of hearing, no guys, we're in a country that doesn't appreciate creatives. I'm fed up of hearing that as an excuse. And I tell niggas this all the time. Like, they hit me up. I'm like, no, you know the. I'm like, nah, fuck that. You gotta change it. Yeah. You gotta start making ways of making money outside yourself and getting booked. If you get, cause sometimes guys don't get booked. But you are an artist. You need to make a living out of your artistry. To make these songs, you spend Zag. To shoot these videos, for you to have this camcorder, you have to buy it with money. Yeah. So let's get about really creative. Yeah.
The way you move and do your ish, bro. It is though.
What way is that?
The way you move, like you move, obviously. There's a way that you move. Yeah. Whether you may be aware of it or not, but there's a way you move and do your ish. Yeah. And it seems as though you have a lot of passion and conviction.
Okay. Shout out, that's true.
Like it's something bigger than you.
It's always been bigger than Stevie G DJ, which is why I can't like put a label to myself as to what you do in the game. Because it's for the game. Let's do it for the game. Let's not say this guy is this thing, he should be that thing. No. This guy loves the game and he wants to see the game grow.
That's crazy to have something like that done on you. Well, at such a relatively young age. It's phenomenal, bro. Because how many young people think the same or in a similar way type thing?
Based on the conversations I've had, people really want to see the game do crazy things. Like, okay, I'd said I've been a fan since I was high. I didn't explain how I got to be a fan of B-dub music. First performer I saw with my own eyes, I was like 6 at a bar, Goma Labs, because it's Goma Labs. So I like being general dealer, bara, you check. And me being the kid that I was, or me being, because I was like, very hyper, very active, sociable and so sharp. So even as a kid, so I'm like, fuck, there's something going on there. And there's this lady, she's dancing and she's moving her waist because she's a dancer at her Freedom Moss. I was like, fuck. I hid behind the speaker. I was like, fuck, I'm blown away. Like, this is so entertaining. And I'm 6, by the way. So I'm like, whoa. Until some man is like, hey, man, I will not pay. I'm like, fuck. And then from then onwards, I've always like had that thing for music. Me growing up around people who listened to different kinds of music. And always played either Kwaito or local. So I was like, this thing is nice. When you listen to Franco, you're like, relatability. I grew up listening to hip hop because of the people around me, even like your pop, your R&Bs. But when I discovered Tswana raps, Motswako, I was like, fuck, because it's Tswana and I can relate. I'm like, And then there's guys in the country that start just doing crazy shit. You have Ramco coming up, you have BK Proctor and Basement Records, you have Heaven Sent Production, you have
Answerable is still a classic.
Fana, you check. You check. So, bro, you check, you have all those hits. Chino, bro, RIP to him. I mean, if I was throwing RIPs out, RIP Drama Busy, Sasa Class. But yeah, bro, like all of them, bro, like all of them. First time I saw Ska, I got a Ska autograph. Like this was maybe 12, 13. I was like, fuck, this guy's legendary. When I heard these people on the radio, I was like, fuck, these people are like just doing amazing things, and I just want to be like these people. Yo, Jazelles, yo, bro, Robbie, Rob, bro, just the whole culture of entertainment in Bots was like, fuck. I was like, ooh, all these people, I want to meet all these people. Some of these people I would want to work with them in the future. Bro, I saw Zeus perform and I was like, fuck. I was blown away the first time I saw Zeus perform, because I saw him like 2-3 other times after the first time, and every time I was like, every time I see Zeus, even now, Zeus will get me to learn. Zeus will get Zeus will be my first name. Every time I'm like around Zeus, I'm like, shit, this is Zeus. You share. That's how I've always felt about like entertainment and music in the country. Yeah, but there's guys like that also that I meet on the streets. I'm like, bruh. Even guys who then talk to me about SHB and how they were fans of SHB. I'm like, guys. So there's a lot of us who are fans of the culture, and we want to see the culture grow. And I feel like even the artists themselves have that thing of wanting to, the hunger to want to make this thing the best thing that it is, entertainment wise. In the continent, pound for pound, you can take down SA, pound for pound. All genres of music, except maybe piano. But hella, pound for pound, we can take these guys on and we would win. That's the excuse that we've been using for so long. We need to find ways to move around there. Yeah.
Now, as big as things were, and as popping as things were then, like you're talking about now.
Yeah.
What happened from then until now? It's like,
bro. Yeah. This is where now people should start taking blame. But okay, maybe if I was popping like I was popping in 2006, and I was getting all these deals, because these guys who got deals, teach the young ones, because my dear are because this guy kind of go around it. Like we are certain of different artists or creatives that rake in Disaka. Yeah, so if those guys are there, it shows us thing. One, these guys, they wouldn't, but these guys need to teach the young ones, this is how we grow. This is where we fucked up. I used to make this much, but I had no foresight of what's going to happen. So I charged all that money. I could have done A, B, C with that money to grow.
Because imagine, like Mapeta at his prime, talking about he was getting Boma 10K a gig.
Yeah.
And obviously he had more than one gig.
Yeah.
In a weekend.
Wait, so after that he used to get 10K a gig?
No. I think I remember him saying that, something like that, more radio, 10K or 12K.
You see, and there's guys, people charge or used to charge Boma 20 grand.
Yeah.
And with that, they were able to do other things within the entertainment landscape, or just hella business-wise. I used to make 10K, but I invested this money to make myself a small business. These guys were not how do you game. You're like, okay, there's those guys. And then there's guys who are like, these guys really worked within the space. I don't know if I mean, look at V, for example, the biggest entertainer in the country, in my opinion. Wait, let me think about it. But yeah, he's
top 5. Probably.
Top 5, yeah, definitely. Yeah, and you cannot be mad at him. You're like, okay, but this man, he is like the blueprint. If we like rinse the egos aside, and we just look at him as an entertainer, and we compare him to entertainers outside there in the world, your Jay-Z's, forget monies, but in the way that they did things and developed and got this business, got that business, grew, did that, had endorsements, did that. V is like the blueprint, like locally. And then you look at people like Chama Girl. She like does crazy things. like we just know, okay, no, Chama Girl is also one of those people that have invested their money. Franco is somebody who now has a venue that he uses to host shows, and one can assume how these people did this through the money that they made from music. And we can even argue at the same time as these people were getting money, they were also getting money. How they used it or how they grew it is another story. So which goes back to financial literacy and not having the systems, not having a manager, an accountant, a lawyer within your team. These things are very needed in the game. You need to have all these facets that work together to make you, the brand, one, grow, be financially stable and sustainable in the long term. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Welcome to my city.
Yeah.
I don't wanna dwell too much on how it came about, because you have a video that you posted on your channel that talks about that. So people can go check that out.
They can do that. You know what they can also do, or what I can also do myself. That one video was I can maybe not talk about the song, but talk about that video.
Okay.
So we shot, as we were making the music, we were shooting, and when we shot that, initially my idea was to, I'm gonna shoot these and then put them on YouTube to make like traction for the singles or the single.
Right.
And then I'm like, okay, there's YTV. And there's YTV. Clearly, they should need content. So I'm like, okay, let me see how to get to connect with those people. Connected. We did what we did. We talked, and then we agreed. Last year, they had, I think, 3 months worth of Welcome to My City.
So
the documentary. So it's like, so all of that, they were playing that for like, I think 3 months. Every episode, every week, every Saturday, one episode every Saturday. So we did a documentary and submitted it to Media House, and we got to do what we got to do. But the song, you don't want to dwell too much on it, but it has a very crazy story. Like, like the very first one, I got the kind of me, like I say, the bar, me. So I get a beat, and I'm like, okay, here's a beat. And the first thing that comes to me when I'm listening to this beat, like if you listen to the songs with keys, ting, 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 ting. So with every one of those, every single time I had that ting, ting, I was like visualizing this one church in Gibbs, visualizing that area, how to now, I get them Oodi, so I can how to now some Oodi, so with every or with every key, I visualized gaps or bots. I was like, fuck, that's the name of the song. Welcome to My City. And then Mose, she'd been bugging me to make music with her, because boys like that, like Mose back in the day, like I used to call her like at night just to ask her to sing for me, because like I believed so much and I believed so much in her voice and I loved it so much. It's like, dude, yo, I just got home, sing for me. And she would sing, thanks. So she was always bugging me about making music. Stex is one of the first few people whom I like supported. Like I bought his music. Like I bought a CD. It was like, fuck, guy. Yeah, his first album, his debut album, Destined for Greatness. I bought that. So it was very easy for him to jump on the track. Cool Nerd, funny story. I didn't know Cool Nerd before this. In fact, I had only known about Cool Nerd maybe 4 to 5 weeks prior to me sending him the beat. And it's because Nat pushes Palapal. I was like, fuck, you know what? From all the artists that I've seen in a while, the way you've pushed this song, I'm like, yo, dude, that's crazy. And okay. And then he just hits me up on Twitter. You seem like a cool dude. Let's make a song together. And I just got a beat. I'm like, here's a beat, my boy. There you go. And now that song is done. But me, the bar, like, fuck, we need to like make it bigger. Hey, not just one Welcome to My City. Let's see who we can talk to from whichever part of whatever continent or whatever country. So the next one that we're dropping whenever, in the next, maybe hopefully in the next month, features Era from SA, and then Amsterdam, who originates in Lobate. Did some time in SA as well. He's now running game with some event organizing committees and event organizing companies. So yeah, Amsterdam, Era, Mose might come back with a hook, who knows? Yeah, so yeah, that's just WTMC in a nutshell. But we've got 2 more versions. We got a dude from Zambia, Sam Kush, shout out, but he lives on bots. And then we've got Tonota being represented by Camelo Yoko.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
you check.
Yeah.
And then we've got like 3-4 house remixes. One dude in Palape, one dude in Old Town, Marapa. So you check. Go there, the bar. Yeah.
I was gonna ask you, you're DJ and you play mostly house music. Like,
You know, every time I talk to a promoter, and they ask me what sort of music I play, I tell them I play music.
you play music.
Yeah, because in one set you can play so many different genres and still give people the experience that they're looking for, and which is what I've been like. That's a brand that I'm setting for myself. I love music. I don't love a particular genre. I have an eclectic ear. Or why should I let it go to waste? If I can hear hola umcimbi, but I feel like Mr. C can jump on this shit. Definitely throwing it.
Like what you did with that with the mix. I'm like, yo.
This guy!
I never spotted it. I'm like,
this guy! Okay, now you really did your shit.
Like, snap.
You really did your shit, but yeah. Yeah. So that's
Okay.
the type of shit I'm trying to do.
Yeah.
But fuck, you really, fuck, you really do your homework. Fuck, I'm blown away.
Okay.
Oh, fuck,
Okay.
That's dope. But yeah, you get the euphoric experience you get with the music when you listen to 2 different genres, but they're like, what's going on? What sounds nice? Yeah.
So that's what you're currently working on. The next Welcome to My City.
Well, it's done partly. The engineering. Funny thing is, I was supposed to have been in Palapa last week to go finish it off because my engineer has switched to Also, outside that, we're also working. I'm already conceptualizing the next project. I already know where it's headed. I know how I want it to sound. I've already like reached out to a few producers, to a few things. Welcome to My City, the next song, and then Welcome to My City, the mixtape, and then the album. It's definitely gonna be an album.
But on a little.
I'm not even ready, so I don't know what you.
Too much.
I'm not even ready.
Okay, and connecting with you, how do we do that?
Start off by going to www.steviegdj.com because that will give you everything: socials, your Facebook, Instagram, Twitter,
Mixes.
Chill.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna do that again. www.steviegdj.com. It will give you my socials, which is Facebook, Insta. What else? Twitter. Stevie G DJ. Or at @StevieG_DJ for Twitter and Insta. And then you can also get my Apple Music, my Mixcloud, my SoundCloud, my YouTube, all the digital platforms. Stevie G DJ. Email steviegdj@icloud.com. Apple Music, Spotify, Deezer, Agami, all these streaming platforms, Tidal, Pandora. Bro, there's like 150 of them out there that I submitted my music to. Reverb Nation. Shout out to botsmusic.co.w. Botsmusic.co.w. Yeah, check it out. Get your local music from there. There's a lot of it. Most of it you wouldn't know about it. But yeah, just go there. What else? Good Vision on YouTube. Go check out the Vision episodes. We discuss beat up music, I guess. So yeah, like everywhere, bro. Like connected. Even Google. Just Google StevieGDJ.com. You'll see.
Special shout out to Local Corner Multimedia.
Screw.
No, the content, bro.
bro.
No, that YouTube page is...
Yeah, bro, yeah, no. Local corner has... You never hear us season 2 of Q&A. Starting off Ubuntu, man. That's dope. I'm gonna watch that. I'm ready for that.
Yeah.
Shout out to you as well. Yeah, because, bro, like, I was telling you, bro, coming here yesterday, I checked out your YouTube page, and, bro, you got so much content. Like, so much. Like, from 2022 September. Bro, that's crazy. And it seems like you've been consistent. So yeah, that's dope. We need more guys like this. Shout out Overview. They also do some awesome stuff with documenting the game, giving people what they need to see. So yeah, bro, shout out FME, bro. You know what? I don't think we give FME DJs and FME as a whole the flowers enough. And we do that with many people in this country. So yeah, let me just give those special flowers to those boys, because niggas are working. Niggas are low-key inspirational, because you're like, the moves these guys make, right now you need to be making your own sort of moves. Yeah, that's how the game is built.
Any last words?
Any last words? Maybe not, who knows? But yeah, bro, like, I believe so much in B-Dub, like, in terms of like music and music business and entertainment. I just want us to flourish, like, because the possibilities of us flourishing are endless. Botswana is no longer just the only market. I mean, it hasn't always been the only market. If you look at guys like I can't get an interview, but if you look like at guys like Culture Spears, Matieng, they were doing shit out there, and they were getting noticed out there. Guys in Zim, there's places in Zim and Zambia and Namibia where they watch BTV only, and it's a source of entertainment. And reach, the creative through just BTV, L1 as a platform. It big outside the country. Let's just focus on broadening our horizons, looking there. Clearly, I got to remember how to so tongue twister. Try saying that 10 times. Try. Anyways, I say try saying that 10 times and see if it works. Yeah, so if we start looking at other markets and trying to finesse those, we will definitely make our mark. Those are the last words.
Proper.
Yeah.
Proper. Stevie, bro. You're a real G.
Nah, you the G, bro. For sending me an email and be like, yo, bro, I'm like, whoa, where's this guy coming from? How did you notice me? I'm just out there just chilling, doing my own shit.
You're doing the work, bro.
Tango.
You're doing the work. But you always find the means to carry out your needs without defeat.
Fine, I want to get strong. No, but yeah, guy, like, there's nothing complaining will do for anyone. If we just spanner, find ways, hustle, we'll make moves. At one point, at one point, it's something must give, chief. But I want then what? I'm gonna be crying the whole time. Nah, bro. Spanner, boy.
Do best and do you best.
Always. Thanks, man. Like, shout out to you for having me here, out in the nice peace and quiet of Oodi.
In the bundus,
Nah, don't do. Oodi's not the bundus. They're like literally 20Ks from Gabs. But there's bundus for real.
Kudos to everyone for tuning in.
Shout out.
Stay G like Stevie.
Yeah, cause Stevie G.
Catch y'all on the
funny thing is, we didn't get to how the name Stevie G came about. But like I'm saying, I'm gonna be back for more interviews. And then we'll keep having these conversations because there's a lot to say. We would need like a whole day, you and I, just telling you all these crazy things in life.
Catch y'all on the flip. Peace.
Back to Eden again without the promise of God. Welcome to the city of sin. I'm laying next to her like I don't know she got a man. She told you that